Imagine a waterway so small that it could fit into most maps without you noticing. Yet, nearly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through it every single day. That's the Strait of Hormuz, barely 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, yet powerful enough to send global markets into panic with just a single threat. But why does this narrow stretch of water matter so much to the United States? Why has it been at the center of some of the most tense moments in modern geopolitics? Let's uncover the story. The Strait of Hormuz sits between Oman and Iran, connecting the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. Nearly 21 million barrels of oil every single day move through this narrow channel. That's roughly 1/5 of all the oil traded globally. If the strait were blocked, even temporarily, energy prices could skyrocket overnight. Economies could falter. Gas prices at your local pump, they could jump dramatically. For the United States, which relies on global oil stability to fuel its economy and military operations, the strait isn't just a line on a map to potential pressure point, and sometimes a ticking time bomb. The strategic importance of the strait isn't new. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, both nations targeted oil tankers in what became known as the Tanker War. The US had 2 escort vessels to keep oil flowing, Ds, in 2008 and 2012. Tensions spiked again when Iran threatened to close the strait in response to international sanctions. Oil prices surged, showing just how vulnerable the global economy could be. The US Navy now maintains a constant presence in the region, often conducting joint exercises with allies to ensure freedom of navigation. Yet, the strait remains a geopolitical hotspot. A single miscalculation could escalate quickly. It's not just politicians and oil companies at stake. For everyday Americans, a crisis here can translate to higher gas bills and increased costs for goods. For global markets, the strait represents a choke point. Any disruption sends shockwaves across Asia, Europe, and beyond. For militaries and governments, it's a balancing act, maintaining security while avoiding conflict with Iran or other regional powers. In short, this tiny waterway has a massive ripple effect, touching economies, politics, and lives around the world. So, why hasn't the US built a bypass or alternative? Why are we so dependent on a 21-mile stretch of water? The answer lies in geography, cost, and strategy. No practical alternative exists. Pipelines can only do so much, and most oil comes from Gulf countries. Attempting to bypass Iran entirely would require massive infrastructure and decades of investment. Maintaining naval presence ensures a deterrent against blockades, but it's a constant gamble. The Strait of Hormuz is both a vulnerability and a critical lever in global power dynamics. The strait reminds us that the world's economy is intricately interconnected. A narrow channel between Oman and Iran can influence oil prices, military strategies, and political decisions thousands of miles away. The US faces a delicate balancing act: protect global trade, maintain stability, and avoid unnecessary conflict. And while technology and diplomacy can mitigate risks, the strait remains an unavoidable reality of modern geopolitics. It's a reminder that, sometimes, the smallest places can hold the greatest power. Next time you fill your tank or check gas prices, remember, a 21-mile waterway in the Middle East could be the reason your day changes. If this tiny yet critical choke point fascinates you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because uncovering the hidden forces shaping the US and the world is exactly what we do here on USA Uncovered.